Hey, this is Notser, and today's video was going to be dedicated to discussing the Japanese destroyer and cruiser buffs coming. Proposed developer blog post. I was going to highlight it, talk about it, how excited I was. Can't wait to do it down the line. I was totally going to do it this weekend or next week. Super excited for the Japanese. I'm really happy for you guys. However, Wargaming have stolen that headline away. I have to talk about the Yueyang proposed changes because they are ridiculous. I love the Pan-Asian destroyer line, maybe not as much as I did leveling it up, just because of the deep water torpedoes. It's hard to knife fight against other DDs. You can learn how to compensate for that, but regardless, Pan-Asian destroyers are fun for me. And it seems like Wargaming does not enjoy them as much as I do, because they are going to nerf the crap out of the Yueyang, and this is just a rant for that. I feel bad for the Yueyang, and I want to address it, and I want to address it really effectively because it's really odd. You'll see. You'll just the whole process of this Yueyang discussion is really weird to me. So, World of Warships dev blog posted almost a day ago. Super Test Pan-Asian Destroyer Yueyang. The Tier 10 Pan-Asian Destroyer is a strong ship, has good concealment, good rate of fire, and the ability to install the consumable radar, which can effectively deal with adversaries. A small silhouette, which gets less hits when under fire, as well as low detection torpedoes, which are very effective against cruisers and battleships. Of course, we must not forget about the unique smokescreen that allows you to successfully hide from enemies for much of the battle, as well as to fight more effectively for control points and retreat in the event of an unsuccessful skirmish. Note that that whole paragraph of praise is the introductory paragraph. I think we all know what's coming. Someone's getting fired or someone's getting laid off. It's really Wargaming. Did you really have to play up the angle that everyone loves the ship, it's great at everything, and we should all celebrate that just to justify the next two statements, really? All of these factors allow the destroyer to significantly influence the outcome of the battle, and is statistically superior to its classmates. To address this, we are going to fire the Yueyang. To address this, we have increased the reload time of the main caliber guns by 1 second, from 3 to 4 seconds. A significant nerf, I must say. And torpedo tubes by 20 seconds, going from 132nd base to 156 seconds. These changes will minimally affect the unique features of the destroyer while bringing its statistics to the same level as other destroyers at its tier. So that's the statement from Wargaming. They buttered us up and then they tore that bandage off. Right off. It was brutal. This is just an extreme change, Wargaming. 1 second to the main battery reload? 20 seconds on the torpedo systems? This is not a ship that has that kind of power level. The radar might have that kind of power level, and we can have that kind of conversation. But to blame the sins of radar on the ship, that's not cool, bro. Why would you do that to this poor ship? I can't remember in recent memory a more significant nerf to a ship. It is a very big change. And I don't align with this thought process. I never felt like the Yueyang was so much better than every other DD that it needed this kind of nerfing to bring it in line. I always assumed it was just radar's good. It is a ship that can equip radar. Therefore, it's good. It's clearly radar that is the issue, Wargaming. Why not just have a targeted nerf at the radar system? I saw this suggestion in one of the comments. Also, we were talking about this in my stream. Why not have two separate hulls? One for radar and one for smoke. Have the smoke one be more effective and have the radar one, give up more significant damage output to equip radar. Or, just rely on the design that you actually implemented for the Yueyang when it first came out. You have an offensive option and you have a defensive option. You cannot have both. This ship is not good against aircraft carriers with its radar build. It is very easy to counter. It becomes one of the weakest DDs with an aircraft carrier. Its deep water torpedoes rely on concealment. Obviously, aircraft carriers reveal the map for their team. Plus, if I use radar, I can't drop off with smoke. I can't force myself to be able to disengage and avoid that ship damage. And for me, I've always appreciated that choice. Smoke versus radar. It's a very meaningful choice for the player, and one that I think is going to be going away if they nerf it this hard, because it would just leave the ship so anemic outside of its radar that it would just serve as a radar ship. It wouldn't really try and contest. It wouldn't really try and do its torpedo system. It would try and keep that radar alive so it can be used against the enemy. And I don't want the ship to just de-evolve into a radar platform that's rotating around the map. Instead, I would like Wargaming to address the discrepancy between radar and smoke. The reason it's so effective is because of its radar consumable. Not its smoke consumable, not its guns, maybe deep water torpedoes under certain situations, but its radar module is absolutely the culprit. So let's just address the culprit. Make a different hull, nerf that hull, allow it to only equip radar. I think people would appreciate that far more than what we're getting right now. And that's all I gotta say on the subject. It's way too egregious. It almost feels like they're buttering us up, even with the nerf suggestion, and they're gonna walk it back by listening to feedback from the community, and they're still gonna get the nerf that they want for the Yueyang. And they want a short-term nerf because the next clan battle, they don't want the Yueyang influencing as much of it as maybe they felt like it was. But for me, the Yueyang represents a very interesting ship design. And it's interesting because carriers are really good against it in a very specific build, but then it drops off, but you give up your ability to finish off or focus down targets because you don't have the radar to peer through the island or the smoke. I just don't want Wargaming to do this change this way. There's too much riding on the CV rework to make this kind of a change to a ship that honestly is very weak against aircraft carriers when using that radar build. I just don't make this change if I have a CV rework that's going online very soon. And some might say, well, CVs will not be able to globally spot every single ship all the time. No, they won't. But if they recognize a radar ship and they can keep it spotted for their team while also working on it passively, they're going to do that. They're absolutely going to do that. And that is going to be the solution for any ship that offers this sort of gameplay. So why would we make it so bad before the changes? I don't understand. And I'm sorry for, restating certain things, but it's just so weird. A 1 second nerf? 25% nerf? Well, it's actually bigger than that because it starts at 3 seconds. It's a huge change. 20 seconds on torpedoes? So, yeah. Tell me your thoughts on the Yueyang adjustments. Do you feel like this ship is so broken that it's justifiable? Are you surprised that it took them this long to make this change? If it's this significant. They haven't done anything to the game. And this is coming out of, is there something they know that we don't know? Have they just been sleeping through the last, 3, 4, 5 rank seasons? I mean, what's going on? So, tell me your thoughts. leave in the comments. It's a really interesting conversation. Video tomorrow will definitely be me praising all the Japanese changes because I'm really excited for that. Hopefully you are as well. Good luck, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the game in the background. I know I flubbed up a few things, but hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.